My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups.
We brought you a betting guide earlier in the week, and we decided to do two a week because lines move, things happen, fights drop, things change. So we added a original betting guide for the opening lines and then a final betting guide. This is our final betting guide. If you have not seen these videos before, what we are going to do is walk through our bets. These are the bets that we have placed, and we've placed all of them at Bet Online. So go to wewantpicks.com/bets, and we have all sorts of promotions for you where you can get free deposit matches or whatever else makes sense for you. So we went to Bet Online, we placed these bets, and we have everything broken down in units. A unit is an amount of money that we are playing, and you can do that math for you. A unit can be $10, $100, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel comfortable with. So let me walk through my bets for UFC Vegas 28, Sakai versus Rozenstruik. My money line bets, I have Augusto Sakai. I think Sakai wins this fight, and I will take him at plus money. He's a Muay Thai striker. He's busier. He gets in people's faces. I don't think he's going to knock Rozenstruik out, but I do think he will be in his face, dictating the pace, and will win a decision. Then I have Baeza at -113. I think Baeza gets this done. I think he's looked fantastic. He's been active. His opponent hasn't been as active, and I think Baeza is well-rounded enough to get that fight done. And prop bets. So what I do with prop bets is I'll grab anything that has, pretty good odds that I think will have, or I'll take a big-time favorite and shoot them down. So I have Walt Harris wins by KO, TKO at +240. I only put a quarter unit on that because I am not Jacob's very confident that Walt Harris is going to blow this dude's head off. I am not. And honestly,
what could you have gotten first round?
That's what I was just about to say. I should have done that. I didn't because I'm an idiot. I should have, because he's not going to get a KO in the second round. So I should have done KO, TKO in the first round. I didn't. I was too trigger happy. Then I have Ilir Latifi at +3.5 points. The +3.5 point bet is exactly why we partnered with Bet Online. They are the only site that offers that. Even if you live in a state where you can walk into a sports book, they're not going to give you a +3.5 bet. Bet Online will. So what that is, if you don't know, is if you look at a fighter or look at a fight, there's 3 judges. Each judge scores every single round 10 points or less, and then they total up those scores, and then they announce the winner at the end. +3.5 gives, in this case, Ilir Latifi 3.5 points. So the math is all he has to do is win one round on all 3 judges' scorecards, and he wins the bet. He could still lose the fight, but he'll win the bet. So I took that at -140. I would have liked better odds, but honestly, at the end of the day, he's a little undersized. He should be a 205er. He is at heavyweight now. But I still think he can get a takedown and win a round. I think he loses the fight, but I think he can win a round with some takedowns, with some top pressure. And if he straight up wins, I still hit the bet. So the +3.5 only protects me if he loses 2 rounds to 1. I put a full unit on that. Then I have Sakai Rozenstruik. If you watched our bets earlier in the week, these ones I've added. I have Sakai Rozenstruik over 1.5 rounds at -215. I put 2 units on that. Honestly, and this is going to sound crazy, I should put 10 units on that. There is no way this fight.
I mean, you can play. I mean, the books aren't closed, Angelo.
And we'll see if I keep drinking. We'll see what happens. But listen, these are 2 heavyweight strikers. They do both have power. But they're not. These are not first-round knockout guys. Not in this matchup. There's even a chance this is a boring fight. So over 1.5 rounds, I'm very confident in that. -215. I hate minus bets, but I'm very confident in that one. So I put 2 units. Then I have the Jones-Patrick fight under 2.5 rounds. That is only a 3-round fight. Under 2.5 rounds basically just means it'll end by stoppage. And at -105, that's basically plus money. I'll take that. I do think Jones wins this fight by stoppage. He's in my DraftKings lineup. I'm very confident in that. I have a full unit. And then I have a parlay. what I do with parlays, Jacob does really fun ones for really big payouts. I just take two what I think are guaranteed wins and put them together. In this case, it's Salikov and Jones.
That was like throwing me under the bus. Like he does these fun ones, they never hit. But I've hit 2 5-fight parlays.
I didn't say they never hit.
I mean, your tone. I didn't like the tone.
I purposely was respectful.
Angelo.
I literally
no, you were not. You were like, he does these fun ones that have way. I mean, I do one, and then you followed up by saying, I do ones that I know for sure. Why would you ever place a bet if you didn't know for sure? I've hit 2 5-fight parlays.
Yeah, why would you place a bet if you didn't know for sure, Jacob? Why would you do that?
I know, but you're the one that said I'm pretty sure about these. Like, of course you are. You put money on them.
Listen, I can't wait till you do your breakdown. I said it respectfully. You've known me long enough to know that was about as respectful as I can get. We'll say it's anyway, my parlay
-113. That's not a bad parlay.
At one full unit. It's not a bad parlay because these are two guys that are going to win. This isn't a clown show.
Along there?
I didn't smash 5 people. Dan did push us along. So let's move along. Those are my bets. Let us know in the comments what bets you took. And if you like these, specifically my favorite one here is Sakai Rozenstruik and Ilir Latifi at +3.5. If you want to play that, go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. And there are options there. One of the options is we just give you $20. Straight up, here's $20. Thanks for signing up. The other options a little more generous.
We will straight up. If you show us your deposit, we will Venmo you $20. So
to play one of these lines. So go there if you like any of these, and let's move on. Daniel, why don't you walk through your bets? And you've added a few as well.
Yeah, so I got a lot of bets this week. I'm excited about this card. I think there's a lot of live dogs. I think there's some heavy favorites that. I'm paying the juice on him at least. So let's start with Zalal. I got him earlier in the week at +160. I think he's down around +140, which I think is still a good value. I think he has multiple ways to win this fight, but really it just comes down to cardio and wrestling. If he comes out there, pushes the pace, stays aggressive, wrestles, and uses his cardio, I think he's going to take over this fight in the later rounds, and I think he's going to win the fight. So I personally think he should be the favorite. Woodson's a great striker, but he showed some holes elsewhere in his game. I also think Zalal is very live for a sub. I actually may add that in tomorrow, depending what the odds are at. So I like Zalal on this one, +160 money line. That was an easy one for me, 1 unit. Then I took Jordan Levitt at -195, and I think I got a lot of flack from this one from some people that I was talking to. They're like, "Really, Levitt?"
That's like everyone in the comments too. They're trash, and nobody likes Jordan.
Listen, I hear him. He's one of those type of fighters. He doesn't look the part. He's definitely not a striker. But I tell you what, matchup wise, this is about as good of a matchup as he can get. I mean, it's a guy who also doesn't like to strike. I would argue the other guy may be more technical striking, but from what I saw in the tape on him, he doesn't like to get hit. He pulls guard at every opportunity he gets. And Jordan Levitt is a much better wrestler than his opponent. So I see this fight hitting the mat. And I think Jordan Levitt's going to have his way with him. Very live for a sub. And I think definitely going to be a jiu-jitsu clinic in terms of positions and transitions. So I think he's just going to dominate the fight. So I paid the juice -195, put 2 units on it with Jordan Levitt. The only X factor here is if what's his name, Puelles has been really improving the last couple of years. He's been out for a while, but I don't know. When you see someone who doesn't like to get hit, that's kind of a tough thing to overcome. So I'm on Levitt for this one. Then I took Tybura at -160. That line, I think, has moved to, I'm looking at it right now, -182. So some money coming in on him. It's all about him surviving the first round. I think Walt Harris is powerful, explosive, athletic in that first round. But Tybura has shown that he has a good chin, and he's that sort of tough fighter that I think is durable enough to survive the first round. And from there, he will take over with his cardio, his wrestling against the cage, getting on top, and just wearing away at Walt, who has had conditioning problems in the past. Then I got Ponzinibbio, +102. I still can't believe I'm getting him at plus money. I think he's even plus, he's back to +102. At one point, he was +110. So a lot of people really like Baeza in this one. I understand he's a talent. He's a young kid that's going to be very, very good. I just think people forgot how good Ponzinibbio was prior to his last loss. And I think matchup-wise, this is going to be a much better style for him to get back into a rhythm, show how good his striking is. I think it's going to be a good fight. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be a walkthrough fight for Ponzinibbio, but I just think he's on a different level, and he's got a ton more experience at high-level competition. So to get him at plus money, I took him for a unit. And then next one I added this one in, Dolidze at minus 151. I was going to avoid this one at first, but the big thing for me here is I see two big factors going towards Dolidze. Two big factors. His wait, I screwed that all up. So it should be
just go.
One.
It should be one.
Yeah, I know that. As soon as I said, I realized it. So now I'm just going to go with A and 2. Dolidze has a submission advantage. I think he could pull off a submission at any point in this fight if it goes to the ground. And 2, I think he definitely has a significant weight advantage. He's a big guy. He cuts down a lot, and his opponent is going up in class. So there's going to be a very big size mismatch, and I think that could be a factor. Dolidze has not shown great conditioning, but it hasn't been terrible either. So I think he's very I think he should be the favorite. I think the odds are about right, so I took that at a unit. Then I got some props. Jones and Patrick does not go the distance, minus 115. So actually very similar to your bet, Angelo. I just got that extra half a round. I don't see how Jones is such a tough, come forward, in your face. I don't know. I like his style. I think he's going to put pressure on Patrick, and I don't see this fight going the distance. And I did that I did it for both sides just to cover in case Patrick pulls off some kind of crazy submission or a Hail Mary shot. But I think this is going to be an action-packed fight up until Jones gets the stoppage. So I got a unit and a half there. Then I got Tybura inside the distance, plus 165. I really like this one just on the fact that I think once Walt if he doesn't get his way in the first round, the second he's going to start fading hard. And by the third round, if his conditioning hasn't improved significantly, I don't see him coming out of the third round. So I could see Tybura getting on top of him and just ground and pounding for a coverage type stoppage where, Walt is gassed and just can't get off his back. Then I got Sakai Rozenstruik, starts round 3 at minus 160. I agree with you, Angelo. I think that this fight has a very good chance of going the distance, and I think for sure there's going to be some feeling out in the first couple rounds. So minus 160, just got to get through 2 rounds. I put a unit there. I think that this will be a technical fight, and we'll see the third, fourth, maybe even a decision. So, and then I had a parlay with Moreau. She's out now. She did they announce actually why she was out, or I'm not gonna.
They didn't announce it. I didn't see it.
Anyway, she's out.
Couldn't take the pressure, probably.
Of being your lock of the week. This counts as a win. We had 10 people in the comments. What happens, Jacob? Who's your lock of the week now? We know what happens. Jacob, why don't you walk them through what you do?
Well, I'll save it for the DraftKings video. That's what counts.
He's got a very, very logical methodology.
Complex.
You might not even have time tonight to explain it, honestly.
Right, yeah. You're going to need calculators, all sorts of stuff.
A graphing calculator.
Right. A TI-83.
Yeah.
They still make those?
Yeah, they do, and they're still like $150.
Really? Oh, man.
They haven't changed.
They still have the thing where you can store all your notes to cheat on tests with it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like, hold on, let me pull my calculator here. I just look up all my notes. Got me through a few classes. Ponzinibbio, Rozenstruik. I took both of them. I got plus 272 for both of them to win. Like I said before, I think Ponzi's the side on that one. And Rozenstruik's a slight favorite too. So this is a very, very close parlay. But plus 272. I think with Morose in there was up at plus 600 or something like that. So anyways, this is still live now that Morose has dropped. So I got a half a unit there. So that's what I got now. I may add, just for fun, some sort of crazy 5-fight parlay tomorrow. But if I do it, I'll throw it in the comments. So be on the lookout. And you can always count on Jacob's 5-fight parlays. He wins.
You can't call these fun, Dan. You can't call them fun. Jacob gets very sensitive.
Oh, right, yes. These are all 100% sure wins. yeah. Anyways, Jacob, you're up, bud.
Yeah, Jacob, why don't you walk us through your incredibly thoughtful and well-balanced bets?
Yeah, thank you for that introduction. I have first I have Walt Harris because I think he's going to win. Then I have Augusta Sakai because I also think he's going to win. Tom Breeze wins inside the distance because I think he's going to win early. I have Miguel Baeza winning inside the distance because I think he probably wins early. I have Jordan Levitt first round KO TKO plus 1200 because I think he wins pretty early. I have Tavorik and Rodriguez does not start round third. Does not start round.
This is the best breakdown he's ever done.
It is. I just have a quick question.
Why would you? I was in the flow. Why would you interrupt that?
Because I have a question. It's a genuine question. Why you think Walt Harris is going to win, but you think he's going to win by early knockout? Why didn't you do the early knockout prop bet?
Because he might not.
You think he's going to win a decision?
I think he can win a number of ways. He's going to win the fight. That's all I care about. I'm trying to be a little more conservative. Okay. So then I have Dvorak. Rodriguez does not start round 3 because they're both killers. So I think it ends early. And then I have my parlay, which kind of got broken up. I don't even know why Angel left it in here because it's non-existent anymore.
I left Moroz in there because you didn't give me the updated payout without her. Well, so I couldn't remove her and leave plus 1689.
I can't just make up my own odds. I got to wait till they tell me what to do. So that's why.
It's not that hard.
You didn't even add. What are you doing? You didn't even add my bet. I added the big bet that I texted you.
What did you add?
Eat your heart out, Bezos, because I made a 4-unit bet. And you didn't even add it.
It's right here. Todoric Rodriguez does not start round 3. 4 units. Are you blind?
Oh, that's my big bet?
Oh, my.
Oh, so yeah, so I have Tador.
So yeah, I'm very confident.
So anyway, I have Tador.
Talking about confidence. This guy's screaming about confidence.
Listen, I mean, it's there. I said that it was going to end early in my analysis, so my analysis is still spot on. That he doesn't start to round 3. I went through the whole thing, so I'm so confident in this one. Listen, it's been a good week for me the last few weeks. I sold my house. I'm just rolling in dough. So 4 units on this. Who cares? Let's roll, baby.
I think this is a perfect segue for Bet Online to show that, listen, it's really for any type of bettor. I try to take it pretty seriously and win money. I've been doing pretty well for the last year or so. Angelo also tries to take it pretty seriously. But then there's, like Jacob.
Dan, this is the worst part.
He just throws out.
No, this is the worst part because you try and you actually do win. I just have fun and I still win. Angelo tries and doesn't really win very often.
What are you talking about? Anyway,
he had $17 in his Monkey Knife Fight account. Of course he wins.
Yeah, of course. So anyway, this is
go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. I swear to God.
Anybody watching, this is why I opened the show with, we're not telling you how to spend your money. This is how we spent ours because Jacob cannot tell you how to spend your money. Anyway. Let us know below. Let us know down below.
It's a pretty cool site. It's the one that we basically. I've tried, as Angelo will tell you, I use them all at one point or another, all the different sites. But we really like Bet Online specifically for MMA because they drop the props early. They're usually one of the first ones out with their lines, and they have a bunch of different props that the other sites don't offer. So.
And let me say too, when I signed up for Bet Online, my card got declined because it's like there's like these weird situations. If you guys have a lot of you guys have crypto wallets and stuff, if you guys have Bitcoin, you can easily just credit your account with Bitcoin. That's what I did. They take Bitcoin, so it's no big deal.
I did Bitcoin as well a couple times, but I've also done a couple different ways. But yeah, I've done credit card, debit
Dan's
card.
selling his own memorabilia like O.J. Simpson to get credits for Bet Online. Anyway, go to Bet Online. WeWantPicks.com/bets.
You may have to call your bank, though, by the way, depending on the bank.
Okay, just
no. I'm giving them the heads up because people have had this issue, right? Jacob, you had it, right? Bank of America specifically, I had to call them and say, hey, I have whatever.
I'm just going to say it's not fraud. They say, are you putting money on a gambling website?
Set it up so you get text messages. That's the easiest way. They text you, is this allowed?
But I'll tell you, mine with Chase, it still didn't work. I said, no, it's not fraud. It's not fraud. 5 times still didn't work. So I just get
Jacob,
I had no problem.
Declined when you try to pick up the bill at Denny's, and that has nothing to do with.
Denny's lets me eat for free.
Right.
They think you're starving. Anyway, those are our bets.
Definitely don't think you are.
If you have questions or comments or anything,
he's coming back.
Comment
Get the hamburgers out of the freezer. He's here.
Anyway, very rude, incredibly rude. It is my birthday.
Worst birthday ever.
This is how I'm treated. I sent my wife pictures.
Are you allergic to cake?
No,
your face is a little puffy.
We're on vacation. My wife took a picture of me holding my daughters. We did family pictures. Jacob found the picture online, sent it in the group chat with Dan and him, and they were just incredibly mean. I had to show my wife. I said, see how my friends treat me? This is not nice. This is not nice. Talking about the sand I was standing on is quicksand and who's going to dig me out. All very mean stuff. Anyway, I'm going to drown my sorrows in the rest of this and wasting money I shouldn't be wasting on online gambling. If you have questions or comments, let us know down below. That is true. And I've done well recently. So anyway, let us know in the comments how you think these fights are going to go, what bets you like, which ones you don't like, and if you have any questions, we will see you tomorrow.